Hey guys, Dave Nerona here, and we're back with the all-new Klim Atlas 24-liter Avi pack with the Alpride system. Now we've done a video on the vest, the 14-liter, and now the 24. We're going to go through things fairly quickly, and I'm just going to touch on some of the highlights of this 24-liter pack and why it might be a great fit for you, and it's why it's actually one of my favorite packs in the lineup. So as I mentioned before, in the 14 I do a ton of sled skiing and touring off my snowmobile as well. And if you're a sledder who likes to carry a little bit more gear, this is where you're going to live in this 24-liter pack. But it also has some really cool features. Because I do a lot of skiing, I prefer a pack over a vest for that. So that's why I have both. And what I love about the 24 is they really are about the same weight. There are a few little features on here that add a little bit of weight to the pack, but it's really hard to notice. And again, you're more likely to make a pack heavy by what you put in it than the overall weight of the pack on its own with the Alpride E2 system and Avi bag that are in the pack as well. It really is hard to tell these days with this awesome Alpride E2 system that this even has an airbag and a system in it. So it's very, very cool versus canister airbags of the past. So we're going to go through some of the features and I'll show you maybe the differences. First and foremost, it's got a great goggle pocket. I got a pair of Rad Edge Skidoo goggles in here, and it's got a goggle wipe. So really easy to do. And whether you use this for goggles or whether you just carry extra lenses, that's up to you, but it's there, and it's kind of got a soft, hard, recessed pack here, so it's not going to get banged on anything, and they're not going to destroy your goggles as they are if they live in your tunnel bag. We've all probably experienced that. And then it's got a big back pocket here for anything that you want to carry, toolkits, just extra stuff that you might want to have on hand that your friends can grab for you. But again, it's got a little bit of reflective piping, as well as that rubberized material. So any snow that falls on here just literally brushes right off the pack. So you're not carrying around a lot of extra snow, especially on those really deep days when some packs can just get caked on with snow. And again, the red clips here are for the rapid deploy probe section. If you want to purchase that separately and add it on here, it makes getting your probe out super, super fast and efficient. And the other feature on this 24 over all the other packs is it has a compression strap here. So like I said, if I carry the same amount of stuff that I would in my 14 or my vest, this pack is basically the same weight and I can compress it. So if you're someone who likes to carry a little, not very much, you can compress the 24. But if you go on a trip and you want to carry more, now this expands out and you can carry that 10 liters of extra volume that may be an extra jacket, or if you're touring, you can put the jacket in when you're skinning up and then take it out, or extra gloves, all that kind of stuff can live in here. So again, it comes down to what you're going to use the pack for. It also has that secret radio holder right up here, so you don't actually have to get into the pack to get at your radio. It sits right in here. It's out of the way. It's got an ambidextrous hole on the inside of each, so you can run it out of either shoulder, whichever side you like to have your trigger hand. We'll get into that when we talk about the trigger. And then one of my favorite features of this pack that I absolutely love, that in the other packs I have some old hip pockets that I slide on, because I absolutely love this pocket here, whether it's just for carrying putting the Zolio in, or an extra chocolate bar for when you get a little bit hungry. It can just fit in, and there's one on either side of the pack, so that really adds some volume as well, and it just makes it nice and easy to access things that you would normally might have to get into your pack and take it off. You can get at those things very quick and easy. For me, if I'm ski touring off my sled, these are really handy because I can just get at stuff really quickly without taking off my pack. So just a great all-around system here. I've opened up, and the other difference is the vest and the 14 have one pocket, and a lot of people had comments that they preferred last year the 16 and the Aspect had two. Well, guess what? This has two pockets. So here's your Avi Essentials. It's got the emergency signals here, so in case you forget something, you can relay back to that. reminder also to make sure you increase your Avi safety. An avalanche skills course is the bare minimum, and then level 2 on up, as well as first aid, so that you can help your buddies or yourself or another group if you're out and you see trouble. But you can see shovel is in here nice and quick, and separate areas for your probe as well as your shovel. And one thing I'll add on all the packs, that they have gone a little bit longer in the body, and that's also to allow to increase to put in longer probes that a lot of us are now carrying, and they'll fit into all these systems. So it just makes it, one thing that's really nice about that is if that's your only shovel and probe that you have and you're using your shovel a lot, then one thing you'll notice is that the inside of that, the one compartment, may get wet. They all have a drain hole, but if you also want to carry something warm in there like a jacket or something, then it is going to probably get wet through the day. So the nice thing about having the separate pouch for your tools is that it's totally removed from the second pouch. Of course, you have to take these off, and this is also a coffin style right down here to our storage place. So I love this because before on the Aspect 16 I used to put my radio in here. Now it goes in the radio pocket, so I don't have to worry about that. But it's just a separate system here that's totally separate from your Avi tools. I carry my Avi tools also on my sled. You need to have them on your backpack in case you get separated from your sled. But 99.9% of the time I use the shovel and my probe that I carry on my tunnel bag, and that just makes it it's faster to deploy from there. I use it way more because it's there, and this is just here for my safety if I get separated from my machine. So actually these Avi tools in here usually never leave this unless I couldn't get to my sled and there was an emergency, but 9 times or 10 times out of 10 I can get to that stuff faster on my snowmobile. So these remain dry, and that's why I love the 14 and the vest for sledding, because they're just small and minimal, and I have everything that I need on me, and the heavy stuff lives on my sled. So again, we won't get too into the E2 system. It's right here, and it's super small. It's a capacitor. We talked a little bit about it in the 14 of how long it will last, why I put the 2 batteries, but it's easy to turn on here and see. Once it goes through its cycle, you can hear it ramp through its cycle, and it'll tell us on the screen your battery life for the capacitor, as well as the 2 AA's that you can run in here that only increase the battery power to the capacitor if it needs it. So if this is fully charged, there's no draw on the batteries, and I leave my batteries in for a month, and I pull them out. I can use them in other things that are less important in life. And I always have either a spare, or I just update those batteries in there as well. So it's super easy. This system is just the #1 system on the market right now. It's small, super light, and informative. All you need to know and nothing you don't. And it just sits here silently until you may or may never need it. And I think that's really important. And we'll put the pack on now just to show you. What I love is how they've done this coffin style on both bags so that you can get to it. So when we talk about the sternum strap, it's fully adjustable up and down. Look at all the way up to there, all the way up to here. It's got a little whistle built into the buckle. And then when we talk about attaching our main strap, and the great thing again is that middle strap going up through the middle makes it so easy with a glove can to grab and put on here. And we'll just do this. Up, grab, they've done this cool strap here. You just pull it through, and it makes it so quick and easy to do. Sometimes I even forget to do it myself, and it's so easy to do, again, like with a gloved hand. One thing you'll notice we talked about in the 14, as well as the vest, will all come with this extra strap that's attached to your crotch strap when you purchase the pack. And that's if you instead don't want to attach it here to your waist, that you just want to run it as a leg strap around your leg, and then the crotch strap goes through that. So the crotch strap is just to prevent the pack from being pulled over your head. So if you were in a bad, violent avalanche, your arms might get drawn up and the pack can slide off. But with the crotch strap, that can't happen. So that's why it's really important to wear it. But you have 2 options there. And we talked a little bit about the E2. This is the cable that comes with it to charge it with a USB into a plug. Or like I said, you can use those 2 AA's to do it. And then of course, either side you want to run, it's a 2-way zipper, so you can run your radio like I showed on the 14 on this side, or you can move the trigger over. But in this case, the trigger's right here on the pack, and you can, it's a two-way zipper, so you can open it this way, or you can fully undo it, and then it's out of the way, and you can put it in and zip it up like this if you want. So when you don't need it, like at lunch, or when you get back to the truck, you can just fold it away, so you're less likely, and if it's sitting in your truck, you're less likely to get it pulled off if it's in your car and you wouldn't need it. So we're gonna go here and set up the airbag. So it doesn't matter if we're talking about the 14-liter Avi vest, the 14-liter Atlas pack, or the 24. In this case, the E2 system with the Avi bag works the same. It's inverse segregation, if you want to use the fancy name, but if you shake a box or a tin of nuts, the bigger ones always rise to the top. This makes you bigger, so you're more likely to rise to the top, and smaller things usually stay on the bottom. So that's the idea behind an airbag. And a couple of things we'll talk about to make sure that, again, we talked about taking an avalanche skills course. That's your number one thing that you need to do if you're going to go in the backcountry with whatever you're doing. And then have all the gear, know how to use it, and practice with it. And I think one of the great things about the Alpride E2 system in these Avi packs is that you can practice over and over again. There is literally no damage you're doing to the airbag to set it off and to reset it and set it off and reset it. It can just do that, and it allows you to practice, and so that if you ever get into a bad situation, you're more likely to pull it, and you're more likely to pull it quickly, which I think is key. So that's a little bit about the 24-liter Atlas Klim Avi pack with the Alpride E2 system. If you have any questions, please put them in the comments below. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. It's how I make more videos, and hopefully you find these a little bit entertaining. You can sit down and have a beer and watch them. But really, it's about bringing this information to you. I'm lucky that I get to work with some of these companies to try all these products, and it's not to sell you on it. I think they do a good job of doing that. It's literally to tell you all the features so that you can make the best choice for you, so you only have to buy it once. That's my biggest thing why I do these videos, is I want you to buy something once, because we all know we bought something and then we say we should have bought that. It costs you way more money. So it's all about trying to save you money, save you time, so you have more time to get out riding. We'll see you in the mountains.